1st Ashcroft Fire Brigade was formed on October 17, 1898, when the following officers were elected: Chief Joe Burr, Captain J.B. Bryson, 1st Lieutenant Mark Dumont, 2nd Lieutenant C.B. Deans, Secretary-Treasurer H.L. Roberts. The other members included George Ward, Marcus Bailey, Frank Murphy, Allison Woods, W. Anderson, John Hawthorne, Arthur Haddock, Stanley Creelman, Arthur Bailey, and T. Dunsmore. A subscription was taken up in Ashcroft, and $665 was raised to buy 750 feet of hose nozzles, hose wagon wheel, and spanners. A small building was converted into a fire hall. In February 1899, Robert Stoddart renovated the fire hall so that sleeping quarters were available on the top floor. A pole was erected and properly lubricated so one could slide down. This improvement, it was said, always allowed one fireman to be on duty at all hours in case of fire in Ashcroft. In the early years, the fire brigade responded to several fires. The most devastating were the 1913 BX fire, in which equipment, including horses, were lost, and the Great Fire of July 6, 1916, when several businesses along Railway Street were destroyed, including the fire hall. Following the 1916 fire, the government was approached to rebuild the fire hall. However, the department was not able to commit to the project. The fire apparatus that had survived the fire had been housed in temporary quarters. Tired of waiting, the community held a public meeting on February 15, 1919, and decided to raise sufficient funds by volunteer contribution to construct a suitable building for the housing of the local fire apparatus. It was decided to ask the businesses for a donation of $10 each and householders $2 each. Figures from a local contractor placed the cost at about $360. This would include a building 12 by 20 feet with a 10-foot ceiling and a 25-foot tower for the draining and drying of the hose after use. Work began on the new fire hall in March 1919 with contractor Robert Stoddart in charge of the work. The building was constructed on the site of the old one. The new building was completed in April, and the Ashcroft Journal had this to say about it.
The Ashcroft Fire Hall is finished and is a very fine-looking building. The cost of this was about $365 paid by public subscription. It is well for everyone to remember that the doors of the fire hall are not locked at any time and that the rope for ringing the fire bell is inside the building.
By 1959, the fire hall was too small to house all of the firefighting equipment. A community group was formed, and the decision to build one building that would house the fire hall and a museum would be built across the street from the Ashcroft Hotel and next to the existing hall. Donations were requested from past and present residents, and the village pledged to match all donations up to $3,000. The building would be constructed from bricks so that it would be fireproof and would be 50 feet by 60 feet in size. Fundraising started in August, and by mid-October, construction had begun. A Canadian 1959 coin and an American 1959 coin were placed under the first row of blocks. The exterior of the building was completed by December, and the cement floor and landscaping was done in April 1960. The total cost of the building was just over $10,000. The old fire hall was retired, and in 1996 was moved to its present site. In 1980, the village acquired the federal building, and the museum was moved to its present location at the corner of 4th and Brink. The fire department took over the former museum area for much-needed office and training space. As the community grew, so did the need for additional fire trucks. In 2001, additional bays were added on, taking over the space of the old fire hall. This fire hall is still in use today. Ashcroft continues to be well protected by a dedicated volunteer fire department.